Jasmine Gregory, a former leader at the University of Virginia, is a rising junior from Charlottesville, Virginia. She currently is pursuing a degree in strategic communications at Elon University with minors in African American Studies and History. In the future, Jasmine is hoping to attend law school on the West Coast and later work as a company attorney, or corporate attorney, sorry. Her interests include dancing and baking. In her spare time, she enjoys reading and writing poetry. At Elon, Jasmine is a tour guide and president of the Diversity Emerging Education Program. In addition, she writes the Elon's newspaper, The Penguin. Jasmine also serves as an active member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and Communication Studies Honor Society Lambda Pi Eta.
Thank you. So hello everyone, I am here to talk to you about blogging. So after Ella's presentation, this is kind of a good follow-up because a blog is really nothing without some good images. So essentially a blog is a slang term that was created to describe a weblog, and so they kind of just put the words together to create that. So a weblog is like a diary or a log that you keep on the internet, and so pretty much all blogs use RSS, which stands for Real Simple Syndication, which is kind of a formatting tool to help you create your blogs and make them appear the way you want them to. And so we, as RAs, received a textbook, and one of the quotes that came out of the textbook about blogging that I really liked was, "The blog is simply the most explosive outbreak in the information world since the internet itself." So about a decade ago, the .com boom was a really big thing that took place with the internet as companies started creating websites. And since then, blogging has kind of become the new information source for people. So blogs kind of have like a lot of pull in society when we're looking for, consumer reviews or product things. And companies now create their own blogs and things along those lines to kind of enhance their customer relations. And blogging is also another unique tool in the world of social media in terms of business because it creates a dialogue between consumer and company. So bloggers' online influence, like I said, has like this giant impact on the business world. And it kind of started with consumers going online and they had these personal blogs, and what they would do is kind of talk about the new products they had, whether they were good or bad. And so one example was there was an online blog that was talking about the delayed release of the iPhone that's about to come out. And so when this blog kind of got noticed and got recognized, then like Twitter started going crazy, and there was just this whole discussion going online kind of behind Apple about whether or not the iPhone was going to be released late. And so consequently, because of this delayed release of the iPhone, Apple's stock significantly decreased in like the days following this blog post. So as you can see, like bloggers have a lot of pull when it comes to business. So I kind of have my presentation done as kind of like a series of questions. So the next question would be kind of why would anyone want to create a blog? So as far as personal blogging goes, like I said, blogs are diaries. And so recently they've kind of opened up this dialogue for companies. And the neat thing about blogs now is that it's easy to produce a lot of content rapidly and get it out there to the public because you don't really need to have knowledge of HTML or like actual computer coding. You can kind of just go onto these websites and there are pre-made templates and things like that for you to kind of just really easily create a blog. Okay, so as far as blog creation goes, I have two different sites here that are used for blogging. The one in the top left corner is WordPress, and so these are my two personal blogs that we have, and then the lower corner is Tumblr. So does anyone in here know about Tumblr accounts? A couple of people. Tumblr is kind of like a mesh between almost like a MySpace and a Twitter, because you can see here kind of below this feed right here are the people that I follow on Tumblr. So like a Twitter, when you log in, you have this feed, and then in this feed are the things that are being updated by the people that you follow. And then at the same time, you can kind of like go from page to page and see who follows who you follow and comment, things along those lines. So it's very much like a Twitter, but with a Tumblr, you can see here that it's really simple to create content and get it out there easily. So you see this toolbar at the top that has like text, photo, quote, etc. And so you just click on one of those and then it formats everything for you. So you kind of had like a pre-made template within your blog so that just when you click those, then it goes ahead and formats it to match your blog. So then in the top left is my WordPress blog, and WordPress is kind of a bit more professional seeming. And so, like, for example, CNN's political analyst, their blog is done through WordPress, and then someone like me who's just a college student also has a WordPress. So it's kind of like a happy medium to kind of creating a professional blog and easily. And so I'm a big fan of WordPress. The first blog that I ever created was for a class through WordPress. And something that some Elon professors do is they will have course blogs, and so everyone in the class is a user on this blog, and then we all go on and post. And it's really neat because at the end of the year you can kind of like send it to potential employers, and they can click and see all of the work that you've done for this class and kind of the analysis you've done for this class, and it's all right on the internet. And then also it's a resource for other students and professors that are out there as well. And so, also with WordPress, something that's kind of like a disadvantage that I like better about Tumblr is like you have to be more specific about formatting. So like with your Tumblr text, you have like the basic things like, bold, italic, underline, make things bigger, make things smaller. But with WordPress, you have a lot more options as far as like centering things, inserting images, and you kind of just don't have like the simplicity of putting your blog together. So WordPress kind of gives you more flexibility as far as what you can do to put your blog together, how you want to make it look, what you want to do with fonts, and kind of change things up. So when it comes time to create a blog, that's kind of the next thing is kind of how you weigh their choices. So it's really about what you want. So like my professional blog is on WordPress because I need to be able to do a lot more with that. So I need to be able to combine image and video and pictures and words all together on one page. And even though I can do that with Tumblr, I can format it better to fit what I want with my WordPress. And then for my Tumblr, when I kind of just want to like mess around and post like a picture or a quote or something like that, I can do it in like 2 minutes and everything's like right there, and it's just one click, put it there, and then it's uploaded. So then the next slide, I have screenshots of my personal blogs. So this is the home page when you go to my professional blog. And so this was created with WordPress, and as you can see, it looks very much like a website more than a blog. And so my professional blog does function more like a website than a blog, because instead of like going through and having posts, there are multiple pages. So you can see at the top and then on the right side all of my pages that I have. And so as a communications student, and also when you guys move into the world and want to create portfolios for the kind of work you're doing, a professional blog would be definitely something that can work to your advantage, because it's really neat to send to a potential employer, here's my resume, but here's also a link where you can see kind of works and things that I've done while I'm at school. Because you'll definitely have a lot of projects that you want to put on display that you can't necessarily send to them, but you can upload them all to a blog. So that's what I've done here with my professional blog. So I had to make this for a class, and for the class we had to create video, and we had a lot of photography assignments. So all of the photography assignments and things like that are posted on this blog, and you can kind of just click through them. So it functions like a website. And then the